Maskan, sovereign energy, sacred boundaries, and relational prosperity. Quantum opening. A living current rises in the center of your chest and names itself sovereignty. This current speaks in the silent grammar of essence. It speaks of sacred space, of luminous borders that do not divide but define, of love that grows healthier as it learns to say yes from a full heart and no from a calm root. Your life becomes a temple when your energy becomes a law of beauty. Your relationships become gardens when your boundaries become prayers. Section 1. Deep gaze. The kingdom, the waters, and the bridge. Sovereign energy unfolds as a myth that the body remembers before the mind understands. Imagine your life as a bioluminescent kingdom. The core of this kingdom is the throne of self, a seat carved from the gem of clarity. Around the throne, living rivers translate your intention into action. The rivers are attention, breath, language, and choice. At the border of your land stand golden sentinels who guard the gates of time, space, and emotion. These sentinels do not attack. They simply shine with the statement, "I belong to myself." When sovereign energy awakens, three archetypes move into harmony. 1. The sovereign wears the crown of clarity and commands through presence. The sovereign sets values, priorities, and rhythms. 2. The lover carries the chalice of connection and lets love circulate through the body of relationships. The lover nourishes. 3. The guardian stands at the threshold and protects access. The guardian says yes and no with the poetry of precision. In many lives, these archetypes fall out of rhythm. The sovereign abdicates to the noise of others. The lover overflows without a container and confuses sacrifice with intimacy. The guardian either sleeps or shouts. Relational chaos grows where inner government collapses. Prosperity, which is the free circulation of energy in bonds of reciprocity, begins to leak through tiny fractures of self-betrayal. A story illustrates the return. A musician lives with a brilliant heart and a porous field. Friends love the songs and also expect the soul on demand. The musician says yes from fear of losing affection and no from exhaustion rather than choice. One evening the body speaks with a razor clarity. The chest tightens, sleep breaks, the voice dims. The message arrives without drama. Build a boundary that blesses your gift. The musician writes a covenant, studio hours, silent hours, prices that honor the labor of light. A doorbell ritual before every collaboration, a closing breath after every exchange. A luminous sign appears in the aura. Enter with respect or walk with peace. Work and love begin to feel like one river with clean banks. Sovereign energy is not a wall. It is a living bridge. On one side of the bridge stands your essence. On the other side stand the worlds you serve. The bridge opens when you choose love and closes when you choose self-preservation that protects love. The bridge does not rust because it receives maintenance through daily rituals of breath, language, and embodied choice. This is the art of sacred boundaries. This is the heart path to relational prosperity. Section 2. Scientific and Psychological Foundations. Transpersonal and humanistic psychology converge around a central recognition. The human being carries an innate tendency toward growth when offered presence, meaning, and safe limits. Autonomy and connection operate as co-regulators in a healthy psyche. Autonomy without connection withers into isolation. Connection without autonomy dissolves into fusion. Sacred boundaries resolve that paradox by giving the nervous system a stable container for safe intimacy. Neuroplasticity describes the brain's ability to rewire in response to experience. When you name a boundary calmly and repeat it consistently, you install a new relational map in your neural networks. Synaptic paths that once fired toward people-pleasing or hypervigilance begin to quiet. New paths form toward choice, pause, and mutuality. The autonomic nervous system learns a new choreography. Polyvagal informed awareness helps you sense the state beneath the story. In a ventral vagal state, social engagement feels safe and curiosity flows. In sympathetic activation, the body prepares to fight or flee. In dorsal vagal shutdown, energy collapses to conserve. Sacred boundaries serve as state-tending devices. A clear no returns your physiology to ventral regulation faster than a resentful yes. A clear yes given from grounded presence enhances capacity rather than draining it. Humanistic psychology centers values, authenticity, and unconditional positive regard. Boundaries respect personhood. They arise from values rather than defenses. They allow for congruence between inner truth and outer action. In humanistic language, a boundary is a value in motion. Transpersonal psychology adds the dimension of meaning and spiritual identity. The sovereign center is not only a psychological structure, but a portal to a deeper self. In transpersonal terms, your boundary protects the sacred fire of purpose. The more you hold that fire with reverence, the more warmth you can share without burning out. Cognitive behavioral principles support the reorganization of beliefs that sabotage prosperity in relationships. Beliefs like love demands sacrifice beyond my capacity, or if I charge for my gift, I betray my mission, generate patterns of self-abandonment. Reframe beliefs like, my gift multiplies when fully respected, and mutual exchange honors the sacredness of time. Recalibrate behavior. The science of memory reconsolidation teaches that emotional learning can update when a contradictory experience arrives, while the old memory is active. Stating a boundary with warmth during a conversation that once triggered collapse rewrites the script at a deep level. Your aura learns the language of choice, and choice becomes muscle memory. Section 3. Applied biodecoding. The body materializes untold stories with stunning creativity. Symptoms often carry metaphors of boundary dynamics. A gentle, non-dogmatic approach respects uniqueness and avoids rigid formulas. The following patterns invite exploration rather than serve as absolute rules. Throat tension and recurrent hoarseness often resonate with words held back at thresholds. The body strains to hold gates closed that the soul needs to open or close with clarity. Jaw clenching and headaches can mirror unspoken anger at repeated self-betrayals. Teeth become sentinels that grind through unsaid no's. Eczema along the arms or chest sometimes reflects contact boundaries in conflict. The skin, as the largest border, inflames to signal a need for respectful distance or clearer rituals of approach. Lower back fatigue may symbolize the weight of relationships carried without reciprocal support. The structure of self bends under invisible loads. Dara's digestive turbulence can reflect the difficulty of metabolizing others' expectations or intrusive energies. The gut, as a second brain, asks for discernment about what enters and what is expelled. A compassionate pathway unfolds through 3 acts. 1. Listening without blame. Place your hand on the area that speaks and breathe a circular rhythm. Say inwardly, I hear you and I belong to myself. 2. Meaning mapping. Write a short sentence that names the boundary in symbolic terms. Example, my throat requests the right to decide when I sing and when I rest. 3. Ritual repair. Design one small behavior that honors the message. Example, a vocal warm down after every session, and a sacred yes list that includes time buffers and pricing. Biodecoding becomes a bridge between physiology and biography. It does not replace medical care, it complements it with meaning and choice. The body receives the tenderness of respect and often responds with relief. Boundaries return to their role as guardians rather than alarms. Section 4. Quantum NLP Toolkit. This toolkit blends classic NLP with field-based awareness, so your nervous system encodes sovereignty as a lived habit. Proceed step by step, repeat until the body answers with ease. 4.1 Values Calibration Protocol 1. Write 5 core values for relationships and work. Examples: respect, reciprocity, time integrity, creativity, joy. 2. Rank them from 1 to 5 by importance right now. 3. For each value, define one behavioral boundary. Example, time integrity. All collaborations receive a clear scope and a calendar anchor before start. 4. Install with breath. Inhale the value into your solar plexus. Exhale the boundary through your skin. Visualize a soft golden ring forming around your torso. 4.2 Sovereign Anchor Installation 1. Choose an anchor point on your body. Suggested: the sternum or the space between thumb and index finger. 2. Bring to mind a memory of grounded clarity. See, hear, and feel the steadiness. 3. At the peak of the sensation, press the anchor point and silently declare, I choose clear kindness. 4. Release and interrupt state with a small stretch. 5. Repeat 3 to 5 times to stack the state. 6. Future pace. Visualize a conversation. Touch the anchor and feel the boundary speak through you with warmth and precision. 4.3. The Sovereign Swish 1. Identify an image of yourself about to overgive. Notice posture, tone, microtension. 2. Create a compelling image of your sovereign self. Upright spine, relaxed jaw, slow breath, soft eyes, hand calmly open as a sign of measured yes or no. 3. Shrink the old image and brighten the new. Swish the new image over the old in less than a second. Repeat 5 times. 4th test. Imagine the triggering scene. Notice the immediate tilt toward sovereignty. Install through daily micro-repetitions. Dakakwa. 4.4. Language alchemy. Replace leakage phrases with sovereign statements. From I do not know, maybe I can help, to I can help within these limits. From I will try to I will deliver this by Friday at noon with the agreed scope. From it is fine, do not worry, to I appreciate the invitation and I am not available this week. From I guess the price can change too. The investment for this service is X and the container includes Y and Z. Practice a 3-beat cadence. Presence breath. Statement of value. Boundary or offer. Example. Breath. I honor our collaboration. I propose a 2-hour session with payment upfront and a review checkpoint at the midpoint. 4.5 Parts Integration 1. Name the 2 parts at play. The giver and the guardian. 2. Place one hand as the giver and the other as the guardian. 3. Speak as each part for 1 minute. The giver loves to open. The guardian loves to protect the fire. 4. Invite a higher intention that unifies them. Sustained love through sustainable structure. 5. Bring both hands together over the heart and breathe until you feel one rhythm. 6. Encode a simple action. A shared calendar for energy, money, and time. 4.6 Timeline. Reclaiming 1. Imagine a line of your life. Walk back to a scene of early boundary confusion. 2. Offer the younger self the sovereign anchor. Hand it like a crystal tool. 3. Encircle the scene with a luminous boundary and replay the event with support. 4. Walk forward through time and feel the new imprint echo into the present. 5. Commit to one real-world behavior that proves the update within 24 hours. 4.7 Prosperity Script for collaboration. Use this script like a ritual. Read aloud before meetings. I honor your time and my time. I name my value with clarity. I offer a container where creativity breathes and limits remain sacred. I accept reciprocity as the river of trust. I walk with joy and I respect thresholds. I choose agreements that feed all hearts involved. Section 5. Spiritual Perspective and Christ Consciousness. Christ consciousness radiates as an unconditioned field of love that recognizes unity without erasing difference. True sovereignty grows inside this field because love without boundaries burns, and boundaries without love freeze. The Christic current reveals a middle way. Compassion becomes active, not passive. Forgiveness becomes lucid, not naive. Generosity becomes structured, not leaky. The Buddhist wisdom of emptiness adds a luminous insight. Identity holds shape like a rainbow holds shape. Boundaries then become skillful means rather than rigid fences. A boundary that knows emptiness behaves like water inside a chalice. It takes form without losing freedom. It serves connection by protecting clarity. Psychomagic offers symbolic acts that speak the language of the unconscious. The unconscious loves gesture, color, and ritual. A contract burned under the moon. A white ribbon around the wrist for 7 days to remember a vow. A stone placed at the door to mark the threshold. When enacted with consciousness, these symbols encode decisions in the body's theater and stabilize new patterns. Finally, the power of mind aligns with grace through intention, visualization, and affirmation. Intention names the axis. Visualization dresses it with imagery. Affirmation pulses the heartbeat that carries the image into the field. When you repeat this triad inside a lifestyle that honors rest, nutrition, and movement, the auric weave tightens and relationships flourish. Relational prosperity arrives as a natural harvest. Clients respect agreements. Friends mirror your standards. Family dynamics soften because your nervous system stops broadcasting emergency. Money follows coherence. Love follows clarity. Service multiplies because you now carry a capacity-based schedule rather than a fantasy-based schedule. The temple receives pilgrims in peace because the doors open and close on time. Section 6. Integrative Ritual, the Golden Door Practice. Repeat daily for 21 days and then weekly as maintenance. Preparation. Choose a consistent time, early morning or sunset. Wear one color that signifies sovereignty, gold, white, or deep blue. Place 3 objects: a candle for presence, a bowl of water for tenderness, a small stone for structure. Steps. 1. Grounding breath. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6, rest for 2, 12 cycles. Feel the spine lengthen as if a column of light was installing the throne within. 2. Value declaration. Speak your 5 values slowly. After each value, touch the sternum and breathe. Imagine the value forming a petal in a golden flower at the heart. 3. Boundary ring. With your index finger, trace a gentle circle in the air around your body. Name 3 specific boundaries for the next 24 hours. Example: 1 deep work block, 1 protected meal without phone, 1 clear no to any request that disrespects timing. 4. Relational blessing. Bring the bowl of water to your lips and whisper a blessing for those you will meet. May our exchanges honor time, truth, and joy. Sip a little to let the blessing become flesh. 5. Christic embrace. Place both hands on heart and belly. Visualize a soft radiance that includes you and the other. Sense a field where yes and no both serve love. 6. Stone of threshold. Touch the stone and assign it a gate, the studio door, the phone, the calendar. Say the stone remembers my choice. Place it where your hand will meet it through the day. 7. Seal. Blow out the candle and feel the smoke carry your intention into the subtle architecture of the day. The ritual is complete. Micro-ritual in conversations. 1 conscious breath before speaking. 1 value silently named. 1 boundary expressed if needed. 1 gratitude at the end to complete the loop. Practical scenarios and scripts. Scenario 1. A friend asks for free work repeatedly. Script. I value our friendship and I value my craft. I offer you a friends and community rate with clear limits. If that does not fit, I send you to a resource list with love. Scenario 2. A client pushes scope and timeline. Script. I honor your enthusiasm. Our agreement includes X and Y delivered by Z. Additional items can join through a new mini-agreement. I protect the quality by protecting the boundaries. Scenario 3. A family member expects immediate responses. Script. I love our bond. I answer messages during these windows. In an emergency, call. Outside those windows, I am not available. Scenario 4. An internal voice says, say yes or they will leave. Script. I stay with myself. Love increases as clarity increases. Those who belong remain and those who do not belong free the space for aligned companions. Scenario 5. Pricing anxiety before a proposal. Script. The investment for this container is X. This includes Y and Z. Payment lands before start. Reschedules require 24 hours notice. I welcome your yes and I honor your no. Dala Aswa. Repair after boundary ruptures. Rupture does not cancel sovereignty. Repair completes it. 1. Self-repair. Name the misstep without self-violence. I overgave on Tirsdag. I return to structure. 2. Relational repair. Offer a concise message. I miscommunicated the scope. Here is the correct frame. 3. Structural repair. Update the system that allowed the rupture. Calendar block, template, price or buffer. 4. Embodied repair. A 5-minute shake, a warm shower, a walk in open air. Let the body release the residue. The nervous system respects gentle consistency more than perfection. Every aligned step compounds. Munyaneros, metrics for relational prosperity. Sovereignty loves measurement. Track 3 rhythms weekly. Energy. A simple scale from 1 to 10 after each collaboration. Observe averages. Adjust loads. Time integrity. Number of kept start and end times versus deviations. Install buffers where needed. Reciprocity. Money received according to agreements. Acknowledgements received. Referrals created through mutual joy. Write a short reflection every Sunday. State 1 boundary to maintain, 1 to soften, and 1 to clarify. Celebrate evidence of ease. Prosperity grows where attention and gratitude meet. Compassion and edge-softening boundaries sometimes arrive wrapped in old anger. The guardian wakes after years of sleep and roars. The roar carried you to the gate. Thank the roar. Then invite the sovereign to speak. Soft power transmits better than hard fear. The aim is not domination. The aim is elegant coherence. The other remains a being, not an enemy. Compassion does not erase structure. Structure allows compassion to continue. Data, the field beyond, and the simple life. Sovereign energy leads to a life that feels simpler even when responsibilities multiply. Simplicity arises from clean lines. The calendar holds fewer but deeper commitments. The body recovers faster. Creativity concentrates. Messaging grows concise. Money flows in balanced streams. Love relaxes because safety no longer depends on over-explaining or pleasing. Silence becomes fertile rather than tense. This is the prosperity of alignment. This is the wealth of being on time with the soul. Tapmidi, daily decree. I belong to myself. My boundaries are blessings. My love circulates within a structure of clarity. My work honors time and truth. My relationships flourish in reciprocity. I walk as a temple with open doors and precise gates. I am sovereign. I am generous. I am at peace. Master phrase. Clear limits fertilize living love. Quantum challenge for the next 24 hours. Choose one significant exchange within the next 24 hours and apply the 3-beat cadence, breath, value, boundary, or offer. After the exchange, record sensations in your body, a phrase that worked well, and one micro-adjustment for next time. Place the stone of threshold near your main device as a tactile reminder. Celebrate the act of coherence with a minute of silent gratitude. Nare Tudasi. Activation code. Whisper slowly 3 times and tap the sternum each time. Say HARA for sovereignty, Anara for loving order, KRAEL for Christic compassion. End by tracing a gentle circle around your body and sealing with the words, golden door closed and golden door open. Dio closing vibration. The kingdom within stands bright. The gates open and close with music. The river flows where it must. The bridge holds steady over every meeting. Prosperity hums in the chords between beings. The temple of your life receives visitors in grace because the keeper of the temple now walks awake. Conamore Andrew.